Hey guys, Mosa here, and today I'm bringing you my Week 11 NFL predictions. Now, without a further ado, let's get started. Now, let's kick it off with the Green Bay Packers taking on the Chicago Bears at Soldier Field, and I have the Packers winning this 17 to 14. I think that the Packers are more well-rounded. Right now, obviously, Shane Waldron fired by the Chicago Bears as their offensive coordinator, and that might help the Chicago Bears, to be honest, but still to be determined. Regardless of that, I think this is going to be a very close game because I think that even though they fire their offensive coordinator, that's kind of an upgrade for the Chicago Bears, but still, it's still going to be very, very close. Like I stated before, 17 to 14. But in the end, it also matters if both the quarterback of the Bears, the rookie quarterback Caleb Williams, can do good, and if the Packers quarterback Jordan Love can stay healthy. Now moving on to the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Detroit Lions at Ford Field, and I think the Lions take it 41 to 10. This is no exception. Whether Trevor Lawrence is playing, whether Mac Jones is playing, doesn't matter the quarterback. I think the Lions will blow them out. The Lions are just too good, and honestly, they might not only win the NFC North, but potentially get that number one seed in the NFC pretty soon. And honestly, this Lions team might be a team to make it not only to the playoffs, but maybe even as far as the Super Bowl. Now, on to the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Tennessee Titans at Nashville. So let's see. I'm going to say 12 to 3. The Titans lose. The Vikings, even though they haven't been that good recently, I still think they pull out the win. It's an easy game against the Titans. Although they might struggle a bit, I still think they'll win the game, just like with Jacksonville. So, yeah, there's not really that much I can say about this game other than Sam Darnold will have a okay game, and the Titans will probably move on to their third string quarterback, depending on how the performance of Mason Rudolph is. Now, on to the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Miami Dolphins at Hard Rock Stadium, and I got the Dolphins winning 14 to 13. I think Miami, even though with Tua's stupid actions, think that we'll be seeing the Dolphins come up with the win, probably with a game-sealing interception by probably either Jalen Ramsey or maybe even Jordan Poyer. Someone like that's going to take the pick, and someone like that's going to basically win the game for the Dolphins. They kneel down, game over. But yeah, other than that, Tua, if you start lowering your head in this game, you are going to get concussed. I can guarantee you that. Now, moving on to the Los Angeles Rams taking on the New England Patriots, and I got the Rams winning 18 to 14. I think that we're going to be seeing a decent game for Matthew Stafford, an okay game from whoever starts at quarterback for the Patriots, whether it be Brissett or May, and we're going to be seeing a very close game in the rematch of Super Bowl 53 between the Rams and Patriots. Now, I'm thinking that we're going to be seeing maybe one or two touchdowns from Matthew Stafford. Other than that, almost just field goals, maybe. I don't really know exactly. Maybe like a surprise 2-point conversion and a field goal, something like that. But I think that the Rams are going to win regardless. Now, moving on to the Cleveland Browns taking on the New Orleans Saints. And I think the Browns upset New Orleans 16 to 10. Game-winning touchdown in overtime. That's what I'm believing the Browns will do against the Saints. And realistically, this is going to be a very close game. Like most of these games are probably going to be very close. But this game not only goes into overtime, but we're going to go into 2 possessions for the Browns. I think they're going to go 1 possession, fail. Saints go 1 possession, fail. And then the second possession for the Browns, touchdown. I think that's how the game will end, and to be honest, maybe Jameis Winston takes a dub over his former team. Now, moving on to the Indianapolis Colts taking on the New York Jets, and I got the Colts winning this 20 to 17. The return of Anthony Richardson and the downfall of Aaron Rodgers. I think that they'll lose this game, and by this point, I think that the Jets will be eliminated from playoff contention. And yeah, there's really no good season for Aaron Rodgers this year. He's probably going to be like, okay, so we're not going to make the playoffs. I'm not going to play at all. That's what's going to happen because that's what usually happens with Aaron Rodgers once his team is eliminated from playoff contention. It happened several times when he was in Green Bay, and it will happen against the Indianapolis Colts if and when they lose, obviously. And if they're still good to go and they can still have a run at the playoffs, then maybe that will be a difference. Other than that, I think that the Jets will lose. Now, moving on to the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I think the Steelers will continue winning 28-24. I think this game will end up in Pittsburgh's hands, and honestly, it could go either ways. This is mostly a battle for the AFC North, and it's really between these two guys. It has always been between these two guys. Start of the year, not really. It was mostly the Browns and the Steelers, but now it's the Ravens and the Steelers. But in the end, I do think that Pittsburgh will come out with the victory. Russell Wilson, Najee Harris, and all those receivers they got. I think that in the end, the Steelers will come up on top. Now, moving on to the first of the 4 p.m. games, we got the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Denver Broncos. And I think the Broncos win it 23-19. I think that the Falcons will come up short in this game. The NFC South Division leaders will definitely lose this game and give Tampa another chance at coming back and getting back into this game. Meanwhile, Denver will trying to keep up with the Kansas City Chiefs, who continue undefeated. And most likely that the Denver Broncos do not win the AFC West. That will most likely be Kansas City. Regardless, that doesn't mean that they won't make the playoffs. I think that this team is very well on their road to the AFC playoffs, whether the top seed or the wild card or the lowest seed, because realistically, they're not winning the AFC West. Now, moving on to the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Buffalo Bills in Orchard Park, New York, and I have the Bills losing and keeping the Kansas City Chiefs undefeated. 28-27 win for the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, DeAndre Hopkins, you name it. There's no way I'm seeing this team take an L to the Buffalo Bills. They're a close team, but to be honest, it's going to happen. They're going to be undefeated 10-0. And to be honest, maybe a lot of people not happy about it, but still, it's happening. The Chiefs are undefeated. The Miami Dolphins are like, oh, please, God, no. Do not let these guys break our record and go undefeated and win the Super Bowl. But for right now, there's no way Patrick Mahomes is losing to the Bills, even though it's a very close game. Now, that was it for this video. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Who do you think will win and who do you think will lose? Tell me down in the comments below. Now, like this video if you liked it, subscribe, and hit the notification if you want more videos. And I'll see you guys next time.